I'm just gonna walk in, see what's happening. Okay. How do you feel about this?
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
You don't think this is peaceful?
It's trespassing. How would you feel if I went into your house and I started yelling?
I think these people would go inside of anybody's house.
Don Lemon has been warned by the Justice Department over allegations he joined a swarm of anti-ICE protesters who burst into a Minnesota church in the middle of Sunday service and accused a pastor of working with ICE.
A federal judge refused to sign off on charges against Don Lemon. One would assume it's because he did nothing wrong as a journalist covering a newsworthy event.
The Department of Justice is probing the demonstration at the church for potential violation of civil rights laws, specifically for interfering with Christian worshipers, according to a post on X. Harmeet Dillon, the Justice Department's Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, chided Lemon on social media. A house of worship is not a public forum for your protests. It is a space protected from exactly such acts by federal, criminal, and civil laws, nor does the First Amendment protect your pseudo-journalism of disrupting a prayer service. You are on notice, she wrote.
We live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here.
Good morning, everybody. I take my walk this morning. Got to go to chemotherapy today. It's another episode of Common Sense with Van Silk. You know, we live in dark times, the medieval ways. Last night, Don Lemon, the voice of the people, was arrested while I guess he was working the red carpet or at the Grammys, California. Now, an appeal court, earlier this week said they wasn't going to write a warrant for him being what they allegedly saying he was a protester in Minnesota when they went into the church. But Don Lemon went in there as a journalist. Now, I'm a straight shooter. If certain things are off limits, going into the church might have been a little too much. Might have been. But we would have never known that the pastor, one of the pastors, is a field officer for the ICE agent there. They already arrested one of the other protesters, and then they did an AI video of her crying in the White House, put that up. But Don Lemon is doing a lot, and a lot of people don't like it, so they try to, he got arrested. Well, so did Martin Luther King and all the civil rights leaders. They all been arrested. They all been arrested when you're protesting for what's right, protesting for people's right, human nature. I support Don Lemon and what he's doing because he's bringing more real news. That's why CNN made a change and got rid of everybody, Joy Reid and Chris Cuomo, and they're all bringing factual, real news on their independent channels. Even to the point where Midas Touch and Adam Mockler and Jesse Dolomore, Joy Reid, they're all bringing, even the guy in Texas, Dallas, whatever his name, they bring in real information because they try to run this as a country the way their truth works and nothing else mean anything. That's why Christy Noman's in the situation right now. Even with the easy interview, Sean Hannity was trying to give her a way out. What did she do? Still stood down on the same narrative on Alex Peretti. But getting back to Don Lemon, we got to support Don Lemon. I don't want to hear he gay. Listen, let's leave that out the equation because there's gay people everywhere. They must think there ain't no gay Republicans. But you know what's so funny? What is so funny is when J.D. Vance, with the lipstick and all this stuff on and cross-dressing, he's vice president. That's acceptable. But I'm going to say this here because we don't have a lot of information on Don Lemon arrest. All I'm going to say is, like, listen, the midterm election is November 3rd on Tuesday. Get out to vote. Register to vote, please. Because at the end of the day, we live in a society where if you go to your job and you lie, you get fired. But why is it that politicians can lie, manipulate everything that they do, and they can still hold a job? You're a convicted felon. You're president of the United States. If I was a convicted felon, could I be in position to run a corporate? Well, you know, corporate society today is dirty because what they do is they'll sit here and tell you, listen, go away for 2 years and we'll bring you back. This is the world we live in. It's all about the money, okay? It's all about the money. It's all about racism. It's all about world leaders. I always figure if a world leader got a problem with another world leader, why don't y'all go in the boxing ring and the winner wins? Why you got to put young men's lives at risk fighting for the country? Trump, if you got a beef with President Xi in China, why don't y'all get in the ring? The two old motherfuckers get in the ring and beat each other ass, and the winner wins. We got to get all young servicemen and all these people to go fight a war, because war is a game of business. But this is just to add on to this whole Don Lemon situation. It's not much really I could tell you. I know Don Lemon is doing a lot of great work with Lemon Live, and he's talking to people, and he's not bringing people up there that's going to come there lying because you get fact checked. You know, but people don't even want to know what's the truth and what's real these days. They just believe what they want to believe in. People are too stubborn to understand, hey, Cal, whatever Cal's last name during George Floyd, walked down the street with a rifle, killed 2 people, he was considered a hero. Alex Peretti had a gun, never holstered it, got shot 10 times. January 6th, they were nice people, right? Come on, nice people. But they raided the Capitol. The young lady family was awarded $5 million that was breaking through the glass. $5 million. Somebody who knew better served in the service. But they made sure to give her $5 million to family. Where are the people that's going to stick up for Don Lemon right now and want to know, okay, so y'all arrested him in Los Angeles. So y'all able to find somebody in Los Angeles to write a warrant. But still, let's just remember one thing. Kristi Noem, Bavino's gone. They're bringing Holman, okay, another nutcase. You got Stephen Miller, who's dictating everything. Kristi Noem is going to snitch on him. You got Gabby, who's walking in on an FBI raid down in Georgia for the 2020 election records. But yet we can hear Trump on the phone trying to convince them to find 1,700 votes. And y'all all think this is cool. Y'all all think this is good. This is America, right? That's what y'all want to call it. They got the MAGA movement. I got the ALGA movement. America love great Americans. Okay? That's what it is. Everything in this administration is wrong. I've been in this world 67 years and I'm looking at it. It's wrong. Only the rich people, the wealthy people, the 1%, they don't see any. Good morning. They don't see anything wrong with anything that's going on because it doesn't affect them. That's all it is. So Don Lemon, my brother, if they don't do it the first time, back up and try it again. We support you. We want to know further or more information on where Don Lemon is being held and when he's going to be released. Okay? That's the most important thing that needs to be known now. Okay? That's what we need to know. Because you're trying to shut him down on what he do. Next thing they're going to do, they're going to try and take away his YouTube channel. I could tell you that's what they're going to try to do. But we'll see. We'll see. Y'all have a blessed day.
Also breaking right now, I'm just getting this in to my ear and to our newsroom. Don Lemon has been taken into custody. That is according to a statement from his attorney, adding that the former CNN anchor was arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles while he was there to cover the Grammy Awards. Lemon's attorney did not say what the charges are at this time. However, he was under federal investigation by the Trump administration for appearing at a protest in a church in Minnesota. So we're monitoring this news and situation carefully. We'll bring you any new updates as we learn them. Meanwhile,
Just here photographing.
Are you okay?
I'm not part of the group. I'm just here photographing. I'm a journalist. Excuse me, sir. Can I get right here? Thank you. I'm sorry.
I was both enraged and heartbroken by this story. And we have to look at it in the eye and call it what it is. This is a public execution. This is a public execution by American secret police. And there's nothing this administration can do right now to make up for this at all, except take every one of these people out of every American city. They're not about immigration anymore. They're about abusing and killing.
They have deported Greg Bovino from Minneapolis. Greg Bovino has been deported. You know, the one who looks like a little Gestapo gnome? He is being demoted. El Centro is where they're sending him back to. And the other news is that they're saying that Christine Nome is next. But I had been saying, remember, I started the show yesterday enraged, and I said, Donald Trump, you know, not that you're doing such a great job, but even these people are making you look bad and you should fire them. Maybe they're watching or listening to us over at the White House. I do not know. I said that these people spent all weekend doing social media. I would get rid of everyone. Pam Bondi on down. Boom. Go. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Go. Everyone. Pam Bondi, everybody under her, all they did was just go on and spout nonsense on television. And like, who's on social media all weekend? What kind of children? Are they on Snapchat? Like, what are you doing? You are the heads of departments. You are in charge of America's well-being. You know, it comes from the top. Donald Trump is very divisive. And lying comes from the top. Donald Trump is a liar. So the fish rots where? From the head.
Nicki Minaj got a gold card. Is that a citizenship card that she got? Did you guys see that? Is this the gold membership card, the gold citizenship card? Does that mean she's a citizen? United States of America, isn't it the whole thing that you can pay to get entry into the U.S. and you get a gold card and then you become a citizen? Right? Nicki Minaj has received Donald Trump's gold card, which grants her U.S. residency. There you go. Told you. I told you. She got a gold card, a citizenship card. She has received the gold card, which grants her U.S. residency. I feel like we're all living in Donald Trump's psychosis. The Justice Department is just going along and doing what he wants him to do. But in the meantime, they are incompetent and making him look bad in the process. Someone needs to say, you know what, this is not going to work. So Monique, what is going on? I thought this was behind us, like search warrants from 2020. Like, what's up with that?
They can do what they want to do, and they're gonna, because they're lawless. And so it doesn't matter that things have been fully investigated. That's no issue. It doesn't matter that courts have made decisions about it. Everything right now is about us not having elections in November and not having a need for elections, because he knows that if President Obama's first midterm was a shellacking, this is going to be quite literally the death of the GOP.